Welcome back to Garage Money Pit. I found a mystery car in my garage. Okay, finding might be over-egging the pudding a little bit. I knew it was here. It had kind of become a additional shelf space. We'll unwrap it and then I'll tell you a little bit more about this car. So, let's have a look at what we found here. What we have here is a 1989 Porsche Carrera 3.2 convertible. The convertible part makes it the low man on the totem pole because, as you probably are aware, the 911 hierarchy goes something like convertible, Targa, coupe, turbo look coupe, and then it repeats for the turbo models. So this is a cheap Porsche 911. And it's done something like 130,000 miles. Like with a lot of them, the odometer is broken for all the usual reasons. Other than that, it's been modified slightly. We'll get to that when we look at the business end of the car. Okay, there's nothing special under the hood. Under the bonnet. There is somebody's attempt at putting a better sound system in there. That's probably got to go. And it just needs a clean on everything. Pelican parts bill, and there'll bunch more to come. Modifications wise, so this has been converted to the European headlights, which is a nice advantage over the US ones. I'm however not a big fan of these chrome rings, so hopefully we'll be able to find the correct Guards Red ones and replace them. I've had the passenger side headlight out and somebody's had a go at the electrics who probably shouldn't have a go at the electrics, so there's that to fix. Okay, the business end. You can see it's got an aftermarket airflow meter conversion. It's also got aftermarket ignition wires on there. I put them on there while I was trying to figure out a misfire issue that this car was having. It had this polite misfire at idle. Ran okay otherwise. Eventually traced it down to basically ignition system needing an overhaul. These ignition wires are going to go in the bin. They're okay, I mean they work. It's hard to show though. They just don't fit quite as well as the OEM ones. Another thing that's fairly noticeable is it's leaking oil. What a surprise, it's an old 911, of course it leaks oil. To be leaking oil from the drain plugs, both this one mainly and I think the one at the tank as well. You can also see, well, just about see, it's got SSI heat exchangers on it. And somebody put stainless steel SSIs on it and a mild steel exhaust. It's also a twin exit exhaust, which I'm not super stoked about. So I think the actual muffler will go the way of the Dodo if I can get it off. Other than that, I did change the fuel filter already. It's got new spark plugs and all that. As I said, I had it running, but it was a matter of, making sure that it's safe to start again. There's some other minor things, like the way this MAF conversion is spliced into the loom with electrical tape wrapped around it. I've got loom tape. So it's minor stuff like that. Once I've got it back up and running. AC, as expected, doesn't work. They never do really on these unless they've been properly upgraded. And then we have annoyances like this with the steering wheel moving up and down. It's a common problem on these. I do have the parts for it, so I just need to get this done. Mentioned the speedo needs to be fixed because the odometer isn't working, which again is a common problem on these. Also, it's a mono prototipo. Obviously, that's not a stock steering wheel. I like those. I find they fit the character of the car very well, and the car did come with a hugely ugly 1990s mono steering wheel, so this is a definite improvement. We have wonderful boxes of mystery electronics. So there's one here, there's another one hiding down here. No idea what they do, we'll figure it out eventually. Unfortunately, things like this bolt down here that holds the floorboard in is broken off because it was just corroded pretty badly. I also have to get the pedal cluster out carefully and, you know, as you do, redo the bushings. Some mildew here, some on the leather. Don't know if you can see that there is some on the handle over there. So overall, need to clean this up. Probably good excuse to buy an ozone generator to get the deep-seated mildew out. My shop is a little bit, it's not damp, but it's got fairly high humidity generally in here. But this is the only car that's got problems in here, and I think these are problems I inherited. Yeah, speaking of inherited problems, this is the door card on the driver's side. You can see a bunch of discoloration. You can actually see more mildew down there. So this definitely got wet. I don't know if the car was parked with the roof down, if the drains in the door have a problem. But anyway, it needs new door cards. Because they are in pretty bad shape as a result, both of them, but so far I've only taken the driver's side off. So as I've shown you from the other side already, both floorboards are out at the moment. This one came out without any issues. The floorboards were still the original ones made out of plywood, and they were again in pretty bad shape, showing that there was probably water in the car at some point. So I'm replacing those with these plastic ones. They're pretty thick ABS, they should do the job, and they're not going to fall apart in case they get wet. So this strap kind of has come loose. You can see the liner of the roof also has sagged. At this point in time, I know the roof moves, but I haven't actually had it down all the way. So we have to see how that works out. The roof appears to be watertight from what I can see, but it's one of those where we have to see if we have to replace it. I hope not, because that's not a cheap roof to replace. Overall, you know, this is not a Concours Porsche. This is definitely driver quality. It's got a lot of the minor issues that you tend to run into with these, and they all are fixable but annoying to fix. And it'll make a nice driver after this. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you liked what you saw. There'll be more on the 911. Again, the Range Rover that's kind of sitting in the corner here that you may have spied a glance is still in pieces. That's kind of my current focus. I need to get this out of the shop, and then I can work a little bit on this one and a little bit on the Elise. So if you want to see more Elise content, more Maxton content, more 911 content, and the occasional motorcycle thrown in, please subscribe, please like, leave a comment below. I read all of them, despite what they say about comments on the internet. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.